Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's Mo again. So, what we're going to be looking at right now is applying a computer or a user configuration policy at the OU level. What we did is at the beginning, a computer config at the domain level. I modified that. Then I did a few user config policies at the domain level. And now I want to work with a user config policy at the OU level. So, I want to show you that it will only affect whoever lives in that OU. Let me go ahead and log on. So let me just put the password. So I'm going to choose an actual department. Let's say we'll go with HR. I could right click and create a GPO and link it here, or I could create the policies under here. Let's call this like new, proper way. I would say HR, and let's call it, for example, control panel, right? Control panel, just like that. And then I'm going to click on OK. Then I would right click on HR, link an existing GPO, and choose HR control panel. Then, OK. Do I have to worry about the domain admins over here? Of course not. You know why? Let's check this out. Who lives under HR? Just these actual accounts. So administrators not even in the list. So I don't actually have to disable applying group policies to the domain admins at this level. So let me go back, right click, and choose edit. So this will only affect whoever lives in the HROU. So under user configuration, I'm going to go to policies, administrative templates, and I'm going to go back to where is it? Control panel. And let's say right over here, let me maximize and prohibit access to control panel. Double click this, use enable the prohibition, and okay, all right. And of course, let me close this out. And I can see under settings what policy I did. There you go. And let me run a GP update to refresh the policy itself. And then after this, I'll use either machine to test it with what? With a user from the HR department, which means it could be H1, H2, or any of those actual accounts. All right. So watch this. So what I'm going to be doing over here is let me go back to one of my machines, let's say 10.1, and log on. And right over here, what I'm going to be looking into is other user H3, let's say, and I should not be able to open control panel. Let's give it a moment and see how this actually works out for us. And then I'll try and log in as a user from another OU, and guess what? It will not affect those accounts. Why? Because they're not under the HR. So I'm going to just type control over here to open control panel. I should get an error message. So if I try to log in as another user from the HROU, it should fail. Let me sign out and log in, let's say as Q3, and see how this actually works out for us. Other user Q3. I should be able to open control panel because I linked this policy to the OU level, which OU HR, it should only affect whoever lives in that department, right? So let's see. Give it a few seconds and see how this actually works out for us. Windows R, or I could just type control right over here. All right. Control from the list. And let me open control panel. I should be able to open. Do you see that? So what I would just prove to you is if I create a link of policy to an OU, it's only going to affect that OU by default. It's not going to affect anyone else. And if I sign out, just to show you, and I sign on as administrator to the domain, it will not affect administrator because administrator does not live in the HROU, right? So let's take a look and see. Administrator. Let me put the password and make sure I could open control panel. All right. There we go. And control panel. So we're good. All right. So we're going to continue with more policies to be linked to an OU level. And you'll see there's going to be a little difference, a little more challenge. So we'll see you folks later on. Okay. Bye, everyone.